guys, this is Cassie Darius. So I'm glad you've come across this video. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing, and if you're new here, thank you so much for joining the family. Please remember to subscribe, click the notification button, and stay tuned for more fun, more stories. And mostly this channel focuses on me showing you new tips and DIY on hair videos. Okay, so in between we'll be dropping this kind of videos like just story time, you getting to know me, and me telling you what I know about the worlds that I have been to. Okay, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So I'm going to continue on my journey from Zimbabwe to UAE. So if you have not watched my other previous videos, please do go and check out so that you can have the background of the story. The second stage where I'm talking about is me being in UAE and then the pandemic started. Yes, this is the kind of a situation that I never dreamt of. That was so new to me according to age. Like I was born and there was never such a big pandemic that really affected me. If it was there, then it was back then when I was still young. It didn't affect me. I had food, I had everything I needed. I was not supposed to be responsible. The pandemic started and I was in a foreign land trying to settle. Just being a child, just being that, trying to just being there out there trying to make things happen. Then such a thing happened. We were really affected from March until September, which was kind of better because you're not going to work, but it was just like half in, 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. So it was something that I can say it really slowed me down, like in terms of progress and where I was heading to. However, so when I'm looking at the situation, it was an eye-opening situation and something that I need to talk about and encourage someone that these are the kind of things you can't dream of, you can't think of, you can't imagine of, but anything when you relocate can happen. It can be a pandemic, you might get sick, you might delay to get a job, you might experience some other kind of delays. So the delay happened, there I was trying to make ends meet, but lucky enough we managed to pass through that stage. Okay, so when the pandemic started, I had just dropped from my salon job, joining the restaurant. It was, yeah, I went there as a waitress, but other responsibilities do come later on, which was okay, which was nice. It was, you know, wherever I go, like, this is something, I'm just that child. When I'm there and I know you're my senior, I know what to do. Like, I will do everything in my capacity to impress you. I end up getting those kind of recommendations and everything. So it happened. Yeah, there we are. So if you're thinking of relocating, you just have to be aware and make your budget. And I'm not saying dreamless, I'm not saying my situation can be your situation. Actually, my situation wasn't that bad. Like, there are people who really get in serious situations here to an extent you can get sick and even go back home, like through donations. You can lose your life, you might even not find a job and end up getting in overstays and getting donations to go home. Like, so my situation wasn't bad. I didn't have a lot to put on the side, but I had like everything for the basics. Like, I had it for the basics. Okay, so that was my second job. Then my third job, I'm going to talk about the experience after COVID. I got affected a little bit when I was supposed to go for my vacation home. That's when my country had a total shutdown. Like, from this side, the flights were now moving. Then my country, that's the first week they had a total shutdown of flights. I couldn't go home. And according to the laws, the rules, and in the contract and everything, the company normally has to provide a ticket. You have to go home. Unfortunately for me, they couldn't because the flights were down. And in that kind of case, you don't get cash for that. You just have to use the ticket and that. So I didn't want to renew my contract with that company. I had to leave and I couldn't go home. That was a very hard blow for me. It's something that got me so emotional and thinking a lot, but there was nothing I could do about it. because I needed to be where I was supposed to be. So I had to continue, and yeah, we managed it. Now we are here, we're talking about it. It's actually over. Then after that job, I didn't get another job. I chose, sometimes God places you in a place where there's less competition, just for Him to prove to you that He's God. So I normally do hair for fun, even when I was still in school. I normally do like box braids for people, my family, friends, and all. So when I came this side, like I think it's like in other foreign country from our home country, like from Zimbabwe or from Africa, it looks like this is like this scarcity rate for hairdressers, African stylists. So as long as you know how to do box braids, you can help others. You can do it for someone else and they can pay you. So I was just doing hair like normally in weekends and all. So when I stopped going to work, I was now looking at the kind of clients that I was getting in between. I was just like, I can do this. I started making hair. I started posting on Instagram, started paying for my adverts, started getting people like crazy, started getting people like. Then I started making hair. My first paycheck after all the expenses and everything like my transport, my taxi, my shampoos, any like extra thing that I was buying for the salon. I think my paycheck was just like 300, was just like 100 US dollars, 100 to 200 US dollars less than my 9 to 5 job. Just like, so why do I need to go back to work? Started making my home service. I would get a call, can you please make hair here? I'll go. Sometimes I would know someone, another stylist that I know, African stylist. I love interacting with people, so I know a lot of people. I would get a client, I'll send the stylist to go and do it for me. Then the customer will just pay to me, then I'll just pay the stylist. Like that's how it started. That's how the mobile salon started going, like, and growing from there. Okay, well, I think that is enough about the background. Maybe I can post a couple of pictures like from my salon job to my restaurant to me making hair. Lastly, now I have a 9 to 5 and I have a side hustle that I do the hair thing. Then I have the mobile salon. If you know, like other stylists who just want to join, they can come join. We'll be giving them clients, they make it and they get commission. That's how it works. And the visa stuff, the visa part is going to be discussed in my next video. So remember to like, share, subscribe. And I'm just sharing this not because it's the perfect story to share. It's not the perfect story, but this is the journey that someone will find it useful.